Good day, welcome to day 4 of Autodesk Revit Essential Training course. We are proceeding from the day 3, where we did a little bit of how to create wall. We work on elevation, create roof, and things like that. So a little bit we are going to tidy up this project. So what we need to do now is to put openings in this and edit some part of the floor so that we get we get railings and some other components that are necessary in building construction. So now what we do here, like Revit, is we want to put door into this one. So what it says that there's no door in the loading. What you need to do, you like say yes, it will take you to metric file where it's installed on your project. So you click on door, and the door, choose the one that you know that is preferable. So I want to use a external door. So what I'll do is that I want to use a single, I'm looking for a single door. So I pick a single door. After loading, it's going to stamp itself to the wall, because that is how Revit family has been designed. So wherever there is wall, it's being designed to tag itself with the wall and snap itself to align with whatsoever. So now when you have it this way, you can toggle around, change the directions if you want it to open outside. So that's the beauty of Revit. So you have this one, now you align it to wall. So click on align, then say wall face, you don't do wall center. So pay attention to the way I'm using those tools and master the movement of cursor on this window. So now we've done that on for the door. The next thing to do is to go to architecture again, click on window, bring your window, say yes again. On your window, look for window. This is window. The kind of window that you know that is suitable with your design is what you should choose. So there are various kind of window, which most of them are not suitable, but depends on what you are designing. So now I want to use fixed instance window, or because I'm just using a single room design, so just need to do something that is more suitable with what I'm doing. So this one is giving me more options, so choose the option that you know that is preferable for you. So I choose the one of, so align it. Look at it from here. Head height, you can change them here. If you want to change the parameter of the wall, you know where I go. Let me go back there. So as I have this now, then okay, let's say I place it, it's aligned to the wall. So now click on it. From the property bar, it will bring out this. So that is the wall you have clicked. So edit type. Edit type allow you to edit the family by not changing the design or elevation aspect. So this is 120 by, if you want to reduce it, you can reduce it like, okay, the height is let's say use the width like 100, and you follow the procedure from the drawing. So you click on it, say okay. You see this guy reduced. The size here is actually not as big as, now let us look at it again like this. Now say click on it again, then from here go to the place and say return it to 120, 1200, sorry. Say okay, apply. Did you see? So that is how it works. So as you have it here now, you can decide to copy or say create similar, so that you'll be able to have it around and you have the same mental property. So have you done that one? So you go to view to go and sit in elevation. Can you see? That is what you have done. That is what you have designed. Now you go back to the floor plan, delete this, press delete on your keyboard. After select the annotate, that's the dimension, just click delete. on your keyboard and it will go. So after done that, if you want to put templates in this place, you can decide to put templates. But since it's a new file, templates are not easy to bring into it. But let us finish with the building component before we start putting family templates in the drawing. Now I want to edit. So go to elevation. I don't like the floor, it's too thick. So go to elevation and say edit type. In your editing type, you see that the default thickness is 300, which is not what I want. But if you want to use it, you can say edit. But now what I want to do is edit this particular one. Click on the edit thickness and say change to 200. That is 200 millimeter. So say okay and say okay. You see that the thickness has reduced. Now I still want to do one thing. Go to your level plane. On your level plane now, what you need to do is to create. Say create. On your create, let's say you want to use massing and site and say topo surface. Click on that. The function of surface is that it's like a ground level, which allow you to choose a contour line or not. But we are not going to do those contour lines here. You just want to use it to a plane level because we don't want your floor to be the same property with your ground. So we put the ground here. These are the ground aspects. So you say finished, click on finish to show. So go to 3D and go and see what we've done. So this is it. As you have done that, you can now edit the category. Remember this one actually not having it like this, those categories. You can edit the type. What you just need to do is to change the materials here and give you the kind of material you need. But here we are not dealing with material for now. Now you see that when you click on it, go to elevations. Actually, you may not see what you've done, but go to 3D and you will see that the level is almost the same thing with the level of the floor. So what you need to do, you can click on it like this, say edit the surface. On the editing surface, select all. When you select all, just say minus the height of the thickness of the, what is it called, the thickness of the floor. Just minus, say minus 200. Click on minus on your keyboard and say okay. Then she finished. When you say click, so can you see that there is gap between it, so somebody can step in. You step from the normal ground to normal floor in the building. So that is how you work on Revit. And this is the elevation. From the hot side, you are seeing the sides. So remember why this one was there, that we did the what's it called, the graphics display. We change it to shade, or maybe it's color, but now let us have it in like so. You change the graphic again, you can cast shadow on it and have it that way. So that is how you work on this one. So like this one, you can change the thickness of the roof. You don't want it to be too thick, so edit it from the type the way you did for the floor. So edit the structure and change it to here, make it 50. Good. And say okay. So the thickness has reduced to what is bare minimum. Now I want to create a what is it called, fascia board. On my fascia board, I want to use something different. In my fascia board, I might decide to use ceiling to do it, but I'm not going to use ceiling here. The reason is that I want to use something that is more unique and technical. Now what I need to do is to go to architecture. On my floor level, I will select components. In the component, I will say model in place. In model in place, I can decide to look at what I want to do. Maybe it's a roof family. So since it's a roof family, click on roof and say okay. From here, you just say roof fascia. So and say okay. In the roof fascia now, I want to use extrusion. So in the extrusion, I want to use so that I will have accuracy of what I want to do. So in extrusion, just want to be on a normal plane level. So from here you change the let the depth to be 250 the way it is, but change the offset here to something like 600. On the 600, or no, let's say 550, because 600 is already the, so I want some certain gap. So you say okay and click finish. So go to elevation. On your elevation, you look at that, then you extend it up, and you do the same thing here, extend it up as well. So you can monitor the height here. Say this one should be 270, so it will go up. So when you look at it here, go to your 3D and you see it on 3D, you have something different. So what we want to do here is to introduce ourselves to a little bit of changing material. In material that I don't want this kind of material to be here, so I change this one. I say click edit, I say edit material on the property bar. So edit category. So remember, the same way you change material here, the same way you change material for every component you selected. This one has already been signified. So if you have the material that you want to use, like a default or something, but I don't want to, I just want material to remain, I want to have my own. So create or duplicate. So I would like to say duplicate the material, but we rename it and give it name of what? Of fascia. So I have fascia here. So on the fascia, I want to use appearance to get what I need. But before then, let me use graphics. So click on this, use rendering, use render appearance as your graphics. So go to graphics. This is the material. From this replace assets bars, you click on it. Here you just change any material you want. I just want to use normal white. So there are so many other material that are available here. By clicking this down arrow, the same thing happens to here too, but I don't like using this Autodesk physical assets. These are the picture, but this one is more complex and have more detail, so I use this one. So I use ceramic polygon, then choose normal white, click OK, click on again, click on it 2 times because it has not changed. So now it's changed, so apply and say OK. When you look at this thing has changed to white, so click OK. So we want to do the same thing for the roof and say roof, select, edit the material, edit the basics. So from the basics, say edit structure, from the structure then edit, from the structure one by category, that is material. Look at it under the role of material, so click on it, category. From this, say if have fascia, but we are not using fascia, I say duplicate again and call it roof. So here the graphics appearance, you maintain it and go to display, say you should change it to another one. So from this appearance, search for roof. Now the roofing is here, so choose any material that you know that is suitable to you. So I like this Spanish roof and say okay, apply it, apply. So I have it now. As you have it now, you are good to go. So what needs, the next thing to do is to go back to this place. So for you to see what you have done well, go to view, click on 3D, say camera, select it. As you select the camera, then drag it out and click on the first place, then drag it to where you want to view it across and say okay. Are you seeing it? So the camera view of what you see, immediately you create that camera, this under the 3D view, the camera is created. So you can rename the camera to suit your idea. So click on it, say rename, call this shot 1 and say okay. So it changes. So here as well, you can do the retracing, changing it. So you see that the material has changed. So you can do the same thing for the wall and whatsoever you want to do. And that is the basic knowledge of what we have here. So before I render it for you to see, I have to add some little bit of elements. So you know we are still studying. So click on masking and click on side component. You can say yes, then you look at it from here, say entourage. From the entourage, if what you have is what is there, you can click on this B2 and say okay, let it load, and you put the B2 here. So you look at it from the short camera you created. Did you like it? If it's yes, then you leave it, but if it's not, you can delete it. So I want to do another thing. Say by clicking on components, and the components right down, if there are more, you are going to see them here, but since they are not there, say load. On the loading aspect, say annotation, and look at it very well and get what you need. So planting, under the planting, I have 2D, 3D equipment and every other thing. Just choose the one that you know that can suit you. So choose this particular one and put it somewhere here. As you put it there, look at the shot again. Is that what you want? If it's okay by you, you leave it. If it's not okay by you, you can edit it by clicking edit. The height is too much, you just reduce it here to something like 3000 and say apply. Click OK. If it's still not okay with what you have done, or the foliage, the radius, dimension and everything are not accurate, you change them here to something like 2000. Then you change this one to, let's say, 800 and say okay. So you look at it in 3D, you see there. So you can click this and drag and move it close to where it will be visible, and click on sort. So this is now that is now around it. So as you have done that now, you can now decide to do rendering. So there's aspect of rendering you can do. There is general rendering that come with Revit. Whenever you click on this show rendering dialog, the dialog will come out for you. The reason why is that this is a Revit predefined stuff. So you can change it, the photo detailing, by choosing height or low, whatsoever you like doing. So you change your resolution by printing or let it be on the screen. This is the size that you have. If you render it like this, these are the quality you are going to give for your image. If no, that's not what you want, you can decide to customize your home by clicking medium, clicking edit, change the kind of lighting pattern you want, and so on and so forth. And you can say okay, this will render for you. If you don't want that one, you can come to use, I have Escape on my system I can use, but I'm not using it for now. I have Fury, that's where that I'm using. So in this Fury, it will help you to decide what you want to do. Fury is the most realistic rendering engine, but you are not going to talk about it in this particular training because it's another entire training on its own. So you use this one and just let us click on game. So just say render. Wait for a while and see how the whole image will come out. So after it come out, you see the reality of your building. Those are how the components are. These are not real components, but they are just a way of telling you how to do things. So but maybe in the next project, when we start properly, we are going to do accurate things. So that one we are going to use a story building, because there are so many other components we want to teach and you have to learn. So for here now, you come here and look at what you have done and say perfect. So now, one thing I want to teach us before we leave this topic is that we want to check around this particular guy, railings. In the railings, you can have railing in the front of your house by clicking this one, drag, close. But one thing about railing is that you must always allow it to be closed the same way you are doing your something. It does not matter that whether, but everyone must be glued together, but can have open end. So you click finish, the load is there already, so you can search for more type of words, but this one is what is present and available. So look at your sort again. That is the kind of railing you have created. So in industrial one, we are going to teach you how to import all these components from established drawing to what you are about to do. So that is the beginning course for it. So here we have render. Go back there, so render dialog, say so rendering. That's what you have rendered. So you can export it or save it to project. Save to project is going to save here. Say sort one. Say okay. For this, you can look at check the project browsing dialog. You see that is what sort one. So that is what it do. After you do that one, just save your project and call it save as, right? So wherever you are saving to, just save it as 4D4. I will save it in the name of what you are doing. As you have done that, that is the beauty of what you've done. So especially we have covered almost all the topic in Revit. All what is needed now is detailing. So in the solutions course, so